Okay? And the one thing I want freedom. I have some measure of freedom, but I'm talking about just free to be left alone. If I'm doing everything legal, following my conscience, walking down the street, why should I be hassled? Today I'm outside Washington, D.C. I've been here for almost 2 weeks. So I'm going to be straightforward today. I've got this question. What's the reason why a black person should not shoot at the police? Why should you not come out firing when you're stopped by police? I mean, the last thing any of us want to see is that light in our rearview mirror or a policeman roll up on you while you're walking down the street. Okay, so, with this point, with what we know, why shouldn't you just open fire? And I've been asking myself, as a law-abiding citizen my entire life, walking on the right side of the street, I have that question. So I'm certain that many of you have been asking yourself something similar. So let's go through the facts. Okay, there's only been 14 days in the year 2020 that no one has been killed by a police officer in the United States. Black people are 3 times more likely to be killed than whites. We make up 28.3% of those killed by police, but we only make up 13% of the population. Okay? And on top of all that, this is one stat I know everybody knows, when there's a killing, police are vindicated 98.3% of the time. We got COVID running rampant. Okay? Black people are disproportionately dying from COVID. You've got unemployment rate that is almost twice that of whites for black folks. And many of these jobs that people have lost during the COVID will never come back. So we're looking at really the depression in the black community. My premise is this. If I am going to be shot and killed by police officers driving down the street on a basic traffic stops, or why shouldn't you? I mean, you're making a life or death decision, what you do in that moment when you see the lights behind your vehicle, or police pull up on you hard while you're walking down the street. It could be, misidentification. You don't know what's going on. Okay, and I'm an American citizen. I own guns. Don't have any thought about getting rid of them either. If you're laying in your bed and somebody kicks your door in, there could be an erroneous no-knock warrant. What do you do? And I think as this pandemic and the economic stress drags on, along with the fact that we can't get Nancy Pelosi, we can't get Chuck Schumer, we definitely can't get Mitch McConnell to address racial justice at a national level, I think more people are going to be asking themselves this question. Why shouldn't I shoot? Why shouldn't I come out shooting? And I don't really know the answer. Even for myself, I don't know the answer. I'm certainly not advocating one way or the other. But I think that's a legitimate question, and it's a question that Congress is going to need to answer for black people as we get deeper and deeper in this recession. We've got bread lines, the 21st century bread lines where people are lined up in their cars. Folks are going to bed hungry, and there's no end in sight. But yet, we as black people still have this yoke hanging over us to where we can be killed at any moment by police. Okay? And the one thing I want freedom. I have some measure of freedom, but I'm talking about just free to be left alone. If I'm doing everything legal, following my conscience, walking down the street, why should I be hassled? Freedom to be left alone. That's what I think a lot of us want because we're just trying to take care of our families.